I'm very lucky to be joined by Caroline Buchanan today, who says she's more than a cyclist. She's an athlete, she's a businesswoman, an influencer, a mentor, and of course, a proud advocate for women in sport. She was born in Canberra and she's been riding a bike since 1995. She's a 3-time BMX world champion, a 5-time mountain bike world champion, some sort of feat there, and of course, an Australian Olympian. Caroline Buchanan, welcome to Chats with Pav.
Thank you.
What brought you to the sport and why do you love it so much?
I was 5 years old, went to the local BMX track. At the time, I did taekwondo and tennis and all these other school sports. But yeah, for me, I fell in love with just that adrenaline and I think the individual aspect. And yeah, really excelled. So from 5 years old in BMX to then started mountain biking at 15 and went through from state level to 9 years old going to the national level. And went and competed overseas at 9 years old in Paris. So took my Cabbage Patch doll, decided to quit taekwondo. That was my kind of like, my parents said, do you want to go to Paris at 9, race for the world championships, or do you want to go for your black belt in taekwondo? So at 9 years old, I knew that I was signed up for some big futures in BMX and ran with it from there.
So cool. It's a big decision for a 9-year-old as well.
Paris with my Cabbage Patch doll sounded pretty good at that age. Coming into the Olympic Games, it was that yellow brick road. You know, it was like, I need to eat, sleep, breathe this Olympic Games, not think about my brand, not talk to media, not do anything. And everything came down to my whole success and my whole self-worth and my whole everything on this gold medal. And I think what it really stripped away was the performer, like that natural ability to come in hungry, to come in with that optimistic mindset of, you know, really respecting your competition and have that healthy respect. And then, yeah, so the following years it was, I wanted to make sure that if I could take on 3 sports and 3 world titles and all the different travel and energy systems. And that year, I think I spent 2 weeks in the air. I calculated on an airplane. If I can manage all of this, I can manage the next Olympic Games. So there's so much more that we're capable of if we allow ourselves to. And getting in that zone, getting in that mindset and, you know, being that performer is really helped by being your best and not being in that defensive state where you're worried about losing and making mistakes.
How are your preparations coming along for the Olympics, which by the sounds are still next year in Tokyo?
I've sort of taken the mindset that you've got to act as if. So I've really kind of wrote down my calendar for next year and acting as if that's what it's going to be and planning towards that. So I'm quite structured. I love like my vision board. I've got, you know, my weekly calendar. I've got my content coming up. I've got my brand collaborations. I've got my goals and then my Slay 5 tasks, 5 things to get done every single week. So
I love talking to athletes about this.
That's my vision board.
I love it because that sounds, you know, the structure and the scheduling is so important for athletes to give, as you talked about, some certainty. But then it's that structure and certainty offset as you take us on a bit of a tour like this. It's also the structure and certainty, and because there is so much unknown. There you go. I love this.
That's what you need. So we've got the Olympics.
Brilliant.
These are my till Christmas COVID goals. This is my Slay 5. So slay the day every day, but
love it.
5 things to get done each week.
Yeah.
And this is my Monday through Sunday, basically rest days, training plans, bit of content coming up, and then a bit of brand projects. So
everyone who's listening, that's how you live an elite lifestyle. That's how you structure some goals. That's how you go and get it. It's just brilliant to go and see. Thank you for doing that. You were the first female cyclist to be on a cereal box. That's some type of feat. Talk us about that process around when an opportunity comes to you and how you align your brand to corporate entities.
To be on a TVC and to obviously be on a cereal box is a goal, but more importantly, Nutrigrain aligned with some of my core values, and that was to inspire the next generation. I've got scholarship programs for girls, and those pillars of just strength, courage and determination, they align with what I do, being an action sport athlete, a female in a male-dominated world. So yeah, for me, Nutrigrain ticked all the boxes, and that's sort of how I really see those passion projects with brands and align myself. So yeah, recently there's been a lot, even with Oakley, with a TV and music video. So a Bob Marley remake of a music video came out recently. You know, and that's like so much of where I get my energy and passion from, is working with these brands. And I think it's 50-50 to success when you cross the finish line, but you know, to also do these things with some cool brands is pretty special.
So thank you so much for joining us today. And for everyone out there, please make sure you look up pigstar.com.au. You can book Caroline for any type of event or online ambassadorship. Caroline Buchanan, it's been a pleasure to speak to you this afternoon.
Thank you, Pav.